Guess what we are doing today? Today we are doing our secret ingredient. We are going to use celery. We're going to use celery. As I said earlier, chives. Green onions. I have 2 of those bunches. Cilantro. I'm going to use about 3 or 4 packs of cilantro. Parsley. Only 1 pack of parsley. Well, not really 1 pack, about half, because parsley can be overwhelming. I'm going to use Cubanelle pepper. I'm going to use 2 of those, okay? I am also going to use green peppers. So it will be 2 of these green peppers. I'm going to use 2 of those green peppers. We are going to use a few of these small miniature sweet peppers. They are not hot peppers. They are not very sweet either. They just have a very distinctive flavor. They're very nice. They're very good to cook with, and your food will have a very distinctive flavor, different flavor. We're going to use garlic. I'm going to show you the amount of garlic that I use. But in the instructions, I'm going to tell you how I do it. I don't really put the garlic mixed with all of this garlic mixed with these things, but I'm going to show you how. We're going to use onions. We're going to use vinegar. This is apple cider vinegar. The label came off, and we are going to use these all-purpose. It's basically vegetables to give it a little flavor. It's a Maggi thing, and so this will last me for at least a month. This will last me for at least a month or 2 if I cook every day. I will say to be more specific, about 2.5 months with this blend. It depends on how much wine you use and how much of the garlic. If I use all of this garlic and all of these onions, we're talking about 6 months without cutting, peeling, or doing anything, because once it's blended, you don't have to worry about prepping. You have everything ready. The only thing you're going to prep is your garnish, just to garnish your food. That's the only preparation. We are also going to use rum. I'm going to use this whole bottle. I'm going to use half of these 200 milligrams rum. That's one of the cheapest one I could find. We're going to use mustard. I'm going to use 5 tablespoons of mustard. It's basically half of these. And I'm going to use a full one of these capers. That's a very tiny one. So if you look at this is the small rum. So if you see the size, it's a very small one. Okay, so the very first thing that you are going to blend is going to be the celery. You're gonna use as much wine as you can to blend the celery. This is already washed, pre-washed and everything. So once you blend the celery, well, I don't like the fiber in my food, so what I do, I'm gonna use a strainer, and I'm gonna strain the hairy fibers and all that. Then with the same, I'll show you what I do. So I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna go ahead I'm gonna blend this and then show you how I do it. I already finished blending all of my celery. This is, I used a whole bottle of wine to blend this. So this is basically, you're not gonna throw away these fibers, of course. I'm gonna show you what to do with these fibers. This is what you're gonna use to blend the garlic, okay? This is the amount of liquid that was left after blending the celery. Now this celery is this is gonna be used again. We're gonna blend the garlic with this, okay? you can just leave it and make a really nice soup. But what I do with these, I blend the garlic with it. Since you're not going to use a lot of garlic when you cook, so you can just use maybe 1 tablespoon or so. It's not going to be overwhelming to have the fiber so on your food. So I'm going to be back. I'm going to go on now, and I'm going to blend the onions. We're going to blend the onions and the cilantro. Now I have everything pre-cut, and so I'm going to put this on the side and proceed to blend the onions. Now we're going to blend the onions. If you notice, I'm including the green onions as well. So this is all regular onions and green onions. And so what I did, I used about 6 onions. I'm leaving this type of onions. It can be any type you like. So I'm going to blend that with the liquid that I got from the wine and the celery. So once I blend that, I'm going to proceed to blend all of the sweet peppers, the cilantro, the parsley, the chives, the cubanelle, and I'll be back. I just finished off the green onions and the onions that I had. So that same liquid is what the same liquid that we got from the celery is what we are using to do that. Now I'm going to go ahead and blend the parsley, cilantro, cubanelle peppers, green peppers, and like I said, we're going to use the same water. This is the liquid that I blended the onions and everything. The reason we're doing that is because if we use water in these, it's going to spoil. So the wine is kind of a preservative, and it's also going to give a flavor. So we keep using the strainer so we can get the liquid, and that liquid helps us to blend the ingredients. Okay, it's a very simple thing. You can put them all in one, but if you put them all in one, your blender may not move because it needs liquid, and you will may be forced to add water. So I keep doing that. That way I use the same water over and over, or well, it's wine actually, and keep blending until everything is done. Now we just finished blending the cilantro, and we pour it in the same strainer. We go ahead and continue to blend the rest of the cilantro with the liquid that's in the bottom of this strain. I just finished blending all of my vegetables, all of the green vegetables and some of the small peppers. I just used the orange small peppers. I used about, oh, excuse me, I used these ones. I used about 2 large yellow, 2 large orange. Okay, it's just to give it a certain flavor. And so now I'm going to proceed, and I'm going to add that's the mustard and the capers. We're going to blend that as well. We also going to add this ingredient. Now, if you don't like this and you rather use salt, you could use salt as well. Okay, this is the small ones. This is a Maggi all-purpose seasoning. You could choose not to add that. Well, we just finished blending the capers, mustard with the rum, and we are going to mix this until it's one paste. We keep straining the liquid to the bottom, so at the end the liquid from the rum and the wine will be at the bottom of the container, and I'm going to show you what to do with that liquid next. Okay, I already mixed everything that I pre-blended. This is the Maggi seasoning. You're going to mix it all together until it becomes all one flavor, all the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, continue to do that, and I'll be back. Thank you so much for your patience. I hope you like this seasoning. What I did was I blended the Maggi I have a few pieces of vegetable that didn't blend properly, but I just added the Maggi onto this blend and I'm mixing it all together to make one thing, okay? What you're going to do with this, you're going to pour it in a jar or in your favorite container so you can actually preserve it. This can last you up to a year if you blend enough. I mean, it doesn't have to be refrigerated because the wine actually serves as a preservative. The wine serves as a preservative, so you don't have to refrigerate it. Now, I do refrigerate it because I keep everything. I added the garlic yet. I'm going to show you how to do the garlic. Now, you can opt for adding everything in one, but I normally have my garlic separate for a reason. But you could add the garlic onto this seasoning. It's totally up to you. Okay, so I'm going to be back, beautiful ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching and for sharing. Okay, I'm finished doing my seasoning, sorry. And this is the amount. I was able to get 2 large containers full. This is one of those couscous containers that are pretty large. They allow a lot of space for the seasoning. And this is another container. This is what I had, I think was pickles or something like that. But it's pretty large, so you have 2 of those. Each one of those will last you 2 to 3 months if you are cooking for a family of 4 every day. It can last you up to 8 months in total for both. For your cooking, if you're just cooking for maybe 3 to 4 people. And so now I'm trying to figure out where is the top for this one. I just hope and pray to the Lord that my daughter didn't throw it away. But anyway, anyway, we are done. So now with the liquid that we had remaining, we have a lot of liquid. Excuse me. I'm going to show you the amount. This is the amount of liquid. It has a little bit of that seasoning, the Maggi seasoning. But in this, I'm going to use some of these to blend my garlic and to blend some sweet red peppers with it, okay? I'm going to blend garlic and sweet peppers in this liquid. And this is what we are going to use because it depends on what you're cooking. You may not want to add garlic to it. So this seasoning you could add to anything that you don't mind using garlic. If you don't mind using garlic, you're going to use the garlic paste that we are going to do. We're doing like 2 secret ingredients in one. But at the end, the garlic will still have the flavor of the other seasoning because this seasoning here, the liquid from that is here. I added some of the liquid to these bottles as well, so some of the flavors can be in it. So I'm going to go ahead and blend the garlic and I'll be back. So now we have the garlic and the peppers, the small peppers. I clean the garlic, I peel it, and I also have in here the celery. That's the remaining of the celery. That's a very small little bit of the powder seasoning, which is okay. So I'm going to use the same water. I already have here the water from the vegetables we blended prior to. So I'm adding it here onto my blender. I didn't rinse the blender or anything because it's all related. So the flavors are all related. So this is going to be my garlic. And I'm going to use, like I said, I'm going to blend this with the garlic. So I'm going to be back. Thanks for watching. Okay, I just finished blending the garlic with the small sweet red peppers. Okay, so this is the all the garlic that I show you with the red peppers. What I did, I used some of the liquid, as I said before, that we use the wine and the cilantro and all of those other veggies. So I use some of that liquid to blend the garlic. So I'm going to place this in a container, and just as I have this here, we're going to preserve it in the fridge. Like I said, this can last you for years. The older, the sweeter. So like they said, the older the berry, the sweeter the juice. I don't know if that's how they say, but I know it is truth. So this is easy, makes your life easy. You don't have to worry about having to peel garlic or having to have rotten vegetables in your fridge, or herbs, because these are herbs, types of vegetable, but somebody corrected me and said they are herbs. So those herbs will now last you for years, months, however you want to do it. And so once you blend it and you put it, you preserve it, it does not have to go in the fridge, because it was blended with wine, and wine is a type of preservative. It's blended with wine and rum, so it is a preservative. You can use that, for years. You can keep it out the fridge and still gonna be very good. Okay, now the rest of the juices, the rest of the liquid, what I do, I put it in something. I'm gonna show you right now. So the rest of the juices, this is the juice that we got out of in the strainer, cilantro. I put it in this bottle. This is a regular olive bottle. And what you use this for is to season your fish. You're gonna add this to your fish. Delicious. It has everything, concentrated ingredients. This is like the essence of the cilantro. It has the rum and it has the wine. So those flavors are really good to do your fish, okay? So go ahead and keep that in the fridge as well, and you season your fish. You're gonna love it. You're going to love it. Also,